Hey, thanks for tuning in to Lenny Schmidts Quarantine Comedy. How are you? First of all, number one, do me a favor. If you're watching the show, if you're watching the video, you do me a huge favor by just liking the video. If you do like it a lot, share it. That would go a really long way. And even subscribe to the channel if you want to keep updated on what's going on here. The Quarantine Comedy is a show where we talk to lots of different performers, entertainment professionals, all kinds of types, writers, producers, directors, showrunners, actors, musicians, guitar players, who should also be a musician, drummers, also a musician, people from cruise ships, techs, sound engineers, all kinds of people who are entertainment professionals. We talk to them about how they're dealing with COVID, how their careers have changed, and how they've reinvented themselves to move forward. If you do or do not know this, 77% of all people working in entertainment industry, in the live entertainment industry, lost 100% of their income. That is a true fact. You can Google it, look it up. I wouldn't make that up. Tons of people lost their jobs during COVID. Lots of people in live entertainment lost their jobs. And there's to think about it. There's no shows almost anywhere. A lot of states are still shut down, and you can't get out. You can't see a show. So this show gives them an opportunity to get back out in front of you, to let you know what they're doing, see how you can keep in touch with them, maybe buy their merch, buy their albums, see them online, see them live. It also gives you an opportunity to stay in touch with some of the people that you've enjoyed over the years. If you enjoy the show, do me a favor, support it as much as you can. Like I said, you could like the show, you could share it, you should subscribe. Here's the deal. Besides this show, I produce four different live streaming shows on the internet. They are all free. If you enjoy them, please watch them. We don't have any sponsors. If you want to sponsor, support, or donate to the show, you can do that. Bam, right there. There's a couple of options for you financially if you want to throw some cash. Here's how it works. As I said, 3 of the 4 shows I do are free. They don't cost you nothing. I know COVID sucks for everyone, so you can watch the show for free and get all kinds of free entertainment online. Be my guest, do so. If you watch the show and you enjoy it and you feel like you want to support it and you do want to pay for the 30-minute or 60-minute show that you watched, feel free to do so at any one of those options. You can go to my website, lennyschmidt.com/ifyoucan. There's a credit card and a PayPal button there. You can go to Venmo at Lenny Schmidt Comedy. You can go to Cash App at $ Lenny Schmidt Comedy also. And also the Patreon page. I'll explain that a little bit more at the end of the show. It's a way to support all the other shows that I'm producing online. If you can't afford it and you can't do it, that's cool. That's fine. I understand. COVID is tough on everybody. Then you know what? Just sit back, enjoy the show, and enjoy today's guest. And we're going to get started here in 3, 2... I do that every time that song plays. I love that song. I don't even know who it is. I just know it's copyright free. That's all I know. Hey, what's up? Welcome to Lenny Schmidt's Quarantine Economy. It's good to be here. Thanks for being here. I'm having a weird feed issue, but you guys are all here. It looks like you're here, and that's good. I'm not getting the comments through this through the studio, but I am getting them on YouTube. So hi guys, how are you? Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming into the show. Welcome. I hope you had a good weekend, extended day. I took yesterday off. Here's what I did. Here's my plan. I'm going to let you into the the planning. Not really brilliant. This is my approach. I made this mistake before. When I book it a month at a time. So it's like, and the deal is, if you notice, like if you know me, you'll see a bunch of the guests in a row are all connected somehow, because I'll get on a thread and I'll go, oh, I should talk to Mark. Oh, I should talk to Joe. And then I just send out messages, and whoever gets back to me, I book right away. And I only do like a month. So I'm like 6 weeks ahead of time. So I'm getting ready to do this month, and I go, I'm not booking the night of the national championship. I'm just not going to do that just in case Notre Dame plays. That's what I thought. I always go just in case Notre Dame plays, because I know there's no way that Notre Dame is going to play. But I'm out because I would be so I'd be so freaking pissed if I booked them because I'm like, there's no way Notre Dame is going to make this game. And they fucking made it. I'd be furious, you know? But then because let's see, so far I've canceled, we rescheduled 3 or 4 Mondays this year. All of them were for me to sit down and watch my team get the shit kicked out of them. Every single one of them. It was a Bear game on Monday night, and they got killed. One was a baseball game or something. So I just moved it to Tuesday. And then I scheduled it on Wednesday originally. But I have to help someone move for the next 2 days. Because I don't know if you know this, I don't have a job. So tomorrow, I'm helping someone move. And I've already gotten paid for it, so I can't back out of it. So I was like, hey, let's flip it around. So that's me bitching. That's my whining and my bitching. Here's what else. A lot has happened since last week. I don't like to talk, whatever. I'm not going to talk about what happened at the Capitol because it was the most, I'm wearing my USA hat for a reason. Because I always wear my USA hat, and Anna yells at me because she hates this country. She's very mad right now. She's very angry at the country, and I can't blame her for somebody that's her age. And I was embarrassed and frankly a little frightened over what happened last week at the Capitol. And you know what? I'm not even making this up. I am not surprised. It's exactly the way I thought this presidency was going to end 4 years ago. I really thought there was going to be some shit show. It was going to be a nightmare. I didn't think it was going to go well. So, frankly, I just know this. I hope everybody learns from this and we move forward and we never put ourselves in this situation ever, 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 ever again. Ever. I don't care what side you're on, okay? There's no – that was insane. I watched a bunch of the video today from the Capitol. It was scary. It was messed up, man. It was really messed up. That happened last week. There's a lot that's going to happen the next couple weeks. Here's something else that happened that made me sad. Tommy Lasorda passed away over a few days ago. And I'm a White Sox fan, but living in L.A. for years, man, the Dodgers got it going on. They have a whole aura thing with their fan base, and when you go to a Dodger game, it is a whole. I mean, I'm secondary. I'm a Dodger fan. I gotta admit, if the White Sox are here, I always wish for the White Sox. But Tommy Lasorda passed away, and it made me think of a story. I've never ever had a chance to meet Tommy Lasorda. I know a lot of people who have, and I've never heard one bad story about Tommy Lasorda, not one. And he's an amazing guy, an ambassador for the game. If you're a baseball fan, you loved him. He was LA, man. He was like the Dicka of he was like the Dicka, but not crazy. You know what I mean? Dicka's kind of crazy, but Lasorda was just kind of out there. But I remember in 1988 when they beat the Oakland A's in the World Series, and I remember the exact moment where I was when Kirk Gibson hit the home run off Eckersley in the bottom of the ninth or whatever to win that game. I remember because I was working in a restaurant in San Clemente, and I was the line cook, and and at the line, you have a microphone to call off orders. You're like, table 9, biscuits and gravy, 86 chipped beef. You know what I mean? That's the type of stuff I did. So I always worked the microphone, because I'm pretty good with a microphone back there when I'm slinging food in 1980. And anyway, I did the play-by-play because back then there were no phones or mobile phones or anything like that. In 88, there was none of that stuff going on. So nobody had a connection to the game. We didn't have it on. I had a little TV in the back on the line, so I watched it, and I did the play-by-play of Kirk Gibson's home run over a cafeteria microphone to, as many people as you expect to be in a family restaurant at night. There was 8 people. There was 3 guys at the counter drinking coffee. There were 2 truckers in the back having some dinner. And here's me in the microphone. Here comes Gibson. And then there's a drive to right field. Oh, it's going to be, I can't believe. And dude, I've never seen so much electricity in that restaurant in my entire life. Just 3 truckers, 2 guys with no teeth dancing around. It was insane. And then first they didn't believe me. And they had to come into the kitchen and look at the TV to see. And they're like, son of a bitch. Yeah, that's what happened. I did the play-by-play for 8 truckers in a restaurant in San Clemente, California. And it wasn't long after that I went to an open mic. So there you go. That's a little history for me. Oh, you guys are great. Thanks for being here. Here's another baseball story I tell really quick. I want to tell some really quick, only because I think it's funny as hell. When Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa were going through their I can't remember the year, but they were both battling to break the record. The original record, 61. Back before Bonds and all that stuff. So it was that summer, the magical summer. It was the magical summer before everyone realized they were on steroids years later. You know what I mean? Back then, you're like, oh, this is beautiful. Baseball's back. And even if you were a baseball fan, you knew something was up. You know what I mean? Like Brett Boone who was like a little skinny second baseman that batted 212, and suddenly he hit 46 home runs. You're like, wow, what happened there? Who's that other guy? Brady Anderson, right? The outfielder from the Orioles. There's another guy hit 50 home runs out of nowhere. You know what I mean? All these guys started taking roids. Anyway, I booked my entire September dates around Mark McGwire. So when I went on the road, I made sure you book 6-7 months ahead of time. I checked the baseball schedule for the Cardinals, and I made sure I was in town wherever McGwire was at, so I could go see him play, maybe see him hit this home run. Right. So I'm in Kansas City, and one thing leads to another, and it's the night before he ties the record. And I have tickets the next day, left field, to go to St. Louis to see him play. I just got to drive from Kansas City to St. Louis. I can't believe I timed this right, because I had tickets in St. Louis, Milwaukee, all these different places. So I stay up afterwards. I stay up late after the show. I'm like, oh, it's only a few hours. It won't be no big deal. I'll be able to get there. So I get up the next day, hungover, still plenty of time, to get to St. Louis. And traffic on a Sunday was the worst I had ever seen it from Kansas City to St. Louis. It's kind of a 2-lane freeway. I think it's the 55, or when are you going east-west there? I'm not sure which one it is, but it's not 55. It's the double 80 or the 70 or whatever. Anyway, I'm heading east, and I'm stuck between trucks. I'm behind. I get there late, and my brother knew I was going to the game. So, and again, back then, I didn't have a cell phone, right? I had a calling card. Just what I had was a calling card. So I drive to St. Louis to see the game. And I'm driving all the way there, and I'm stuck in traffic. I can't get there. I get there, and the game's already started, and I pull into the parking lot, and everybody's already in. I look at the parking guy, and I go, is McGwire up? And then all you heard was crowd. All you heard was, and here's me in my car. I'm looking at the guy, I go, was that it? He goes, yeah, that was it. I'm like, oh, okay, it's great. Thanks. So I park the car. I literally walk up. I can hear the crowd chanting. I hear all the horn. You know what I mean? The celebrations going on as I'm walking up to the stadium. I'm sad. I'm miserable. I can't believe I'm mad at myself because I should have left earlier. All that stuff, right? I call my brother Mike when I get in the stadium, and he knows I'm there. He's like, "Dude, you see it?" I go, "No, I was late." And he just goes, "Oh, what's?" Well, yeah, it's college, but we'll go watch the rest of the game. Maybe he'll break it. Maybe he'll break it. I go, okay, yeah, you're right. Maybe he'll break it. So then I go up. Here's make matters worse. I'm walking up to left field. I'm sitting in left field. Pardon me. Walking through back when you could walk by people. Remember when you could go to a stadium and you could see a game and there were people and you said, "Excuse me," and you walked by and you tapped them on the shoulder and they didn't look at you. "Don't touch me!" You didn't have any of that happening, right? You can walk right through. So I'm walking through left field, excuse me, and I had to get to my seat, but I have to walk through this area that's captioned off because that's where he hit the home run, which was 3 seats to my right, as I sat down in my seat and just watched the rest of the game, and he went 0 for 3 for the rest of the day. So it's a sad baseball story. And then the next day I called my brother Mike, and I go, "Hey, man," he goes, "Dude, that's really sucks. You didn't see it." I go, "Yeah, well, I'm over it. It's my mistake. I messed up." He goes, "Good, because I want to tell you how much of a fucking asshole you are. I can't believe you got to that game late." He's screaming at me on the phone. I'm going, "Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're 100% correct. You're absolutely right." All right, that's it. I babbled on much longer than I should. Let's go to the board, man. Let's go to the board really quick. Say hello. We have a lot of people watching. Thank you guys for here early again. The Runyons again, as always. Thank you so much, Brenda and Keith. Good to see you guys. Sad news, Len. Looks like Bears are bringing Pace and Nagy back. Yeah, and Pace too? Gar, why are you delivering me sad Bears news in the middle of my podcast? Please don't ever do that. I knew they'd bring Nagy back, but I wasn't sure they'd bring Pace back. Okay. All right. Oh, yeah, Blue Cup. Blue Cup cheers, everyone. Have a little Blue Cup cheers. All right. Alex is here. Lori Solanka, your stuff is in a package in an envelope, and it will be dropped off at the post office tomorrow morning, just to let you know. All the stuff you get for your Patreon page. I apologize highly that I didn't send it out earlier. I blame my daughters. Okay, there we go. I just blame the kids. I had to take them to the doctor. You know what I mean? Stupid parent shit. So it's their fault. Tammy Mulligan's here. Thank you very much. Good to see you. Robin Greenberg, how are you? Robin, what did you say? Oh, no. Are you oh, no to the Bears thing? Nobody likes the Bears news on my board. Okay, fair enough. I think we're good. And I thought I saw Rachel here somewhere. Maybe. Rachel? Blue Cup cheers. Oh, and Ben Magley's here. Say hello to Ben Magley. Wish him luck next week. The Packers play the Rams. Don't wish him luck. Actually, don't. I know he's a Packer fan. All right, folks, let's get to it. All right, man. You guys have been great. Thanks for being here, folks. I'm really happy to have this guy here. I haven't seen him forever. We worked together in a ship a couple of times. Well, he's one of the comics I knew from the ship. He's been around for decades. Been around for a long time. He's a good friend of mine, and I think pretty sure he's in St. Louis somewhere. Maybe. I don't know. Let's find out. Folks, give it up for my good friend, the one and only Joe Marlotti. Here he is. Bam! Look, live. He's right there. You can hear him and everything. Ryan? Look at that. You can hear him. No tech problems today. Everything's going pretty well.
Not yet. We got time. Hey, by the way, I love that story about you trying to follow McGuire, because that was a big deal, man. When I was that year, I was going to those games, and I probably saw you out in the parking lot. I was waving to you from inside the stadium.
Well, yeah, I did a bunch of games. I saw him hit 65 in Milwaukee 2 weeks later, but they reviewed it and pulled it, and I was sitting again in left field, and I saw the guy reach over and get it, and I knew that's not going to be a home run. So, I mean, I saw a lot of great baseball. I always did that when I was on the road. I don't know if you did that. When I was on the road, I go to a ball game alone.
Oh, yeah.
I did it a ton.
I do that all the time, man. I always make sure I was doing that. I remember one time I was in Cincinnati, and there was a club. It was over in Covington, which is right across the river from the stadium, and I had a night off, and the Cardinals were in town. They were playing the Reds. I didn't have a ticket, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go right over the bridge and you can get in there and you get a hot dog, you get a beer, you're watching a game. Life is good. It was wonderful.
No, it was great.
I took an old lady's seat. It was great. Yeah, who cares?
Did you really? Yeah, that's good. Well, she doesn't need it. She's old. She's old. She's not going anywhere. Well, I always it's a great way to kill time, man. It's like 3 hours. You go sit down. It's a great afternoon.
That or golf. And baseball is cheaper.
Yeah, I don't play golf. Are you a golfer?
I used to be, and then I hurt my back, and then I really hurt my wallet, and I don't have money to golf.
Yeah, that's an expensive sport, right? You can't.
Holy cow, ridiculous! Yeah, a lot of guys used to golf when we were on the ships. Remember that? A lot of guys would bring their clubs and they'd go golf every time. I could never even do that, man. That was just too expensive. It was cut into my drinking money.
Yeah, exactly. Because also you got to lug I would forget the clubs. Steve White was one of those guys. Yeah. He used to carry his clubs with him everywhere. And I was always the guy I liked to pack light. I'm like, I don't want another bag I got to carry. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the other thing, yeah. And then there's always Dean Gaines. You remember Dean Gaines? The smoothest guy in the history of the free world.
I never met Dean. I heard of Dean millions of times.
Dean was one of the greatest, man. I tell you what, he had more stories and names of people that you didn't believe he was with than anybody on the planet. Great dude.
Is that Eddie Van Halen over your left shoulder? Is that Eddie Van Halen over your left shoulder?
Oh, that is actually, which one? That's my head. Yeah. So that would be that way. No, it'd be this way. That is actually a picture that my daughter drew. That's a graphite picture with pencil.
What? No, it's not. Is it really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I can pull it off the wall, but it's not going to show up pretty. She actually won a thing. It was a congressional art project where every congressional district had a little art competition, and she won. So that hung in the Capitol building for about a year. Fortunately, it's been removed since. Because,
good. Yeah, right. They got it out of there. Yeah.
Yeah, good thing you got it out. That's right. So,
although she can then watch the news and go, look, there's my picture. Look, there's my picture. And they're beating some guy over the head with it.
Right next to that guy with the Confederate flag. That's my picture.
Oh, that's him. The guy with the horns. He's looking at my picture. Oh, that's great.
Right, yeah.
I dreamed that my picture would end up in the middle of some crazy Walmart.
Right. Yeah. Right next to the guy in the camo. Which one? Any of them.
Any of them.
Yeah.
Any of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Good week. It was a good week. Good week for America.
Yeah, it's not over yet, man. We gotta get through next week.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I've been drinking steadily for the past week. Wake up with a cocktail, pretty much hammered by noon, and hopefully fall asleep before I hit the news.
See, that's smart. Then you won't. You wake up in a fluster weeks later, and you're like, "What? What happened?" You have no clue.
What? Yeah. That's the way it should be. Yeah.
You can't be blamed for anything. You're totally smart. I haven't started drinking yet, but I am stocked up. I do have liquor here in the house. So the second I hear a flare. Yeah, I'm coming right back here, and I'm just sitting down.
Yeah, it's it's amazing. Since this quarantine thing, it's like my wife works at home right now too, so which is cool because we have income, and but she works right down the hall, which is why I'm in this bedroom, and she is she's super busy, and it's great. But when 5 o'clock hits, man, it's just like, what are we doing now? And it's like, I don't know. Let's have a drink. And it's like every day. And I'm like, this has got to stop. This is, I thought maybe, I'm like, I'm drinking more now than I did when I was on the ships, for goodness sakes. So
yeah, there was a path there when I was drinking a lot, man, during the whole, well, once I started doing the Uber Eats thing, I started cutting back. You know what I mean? Because they frown on that. Yeah. They frown on the drinking while you're...
they frown on having drunk delivery drivers. Most people do.
Yeah, plus it's hard to find an address at 1 a.m. when you're hammered. I'll be honest with you. That's very difficult. I'm walking around the middle of the street going, Joey! Cheeseburger, fries! And people like, shut up!
Got your sandwich over here!
Come here! Can you come out?
That's about where we all are right now, Lenny. Yeah. I swear, we're all right there, man. Yeah. So I've done my share of DoorDash. So,
have you done any shows? Have you done anything live? Any live shows?
I haven't been doing any comedy. I did comedy. I was at the Funny Bone here in St. Louis once, and I did it, and I just was. And I got to be honest with you, I'm just kind of creeped out by the. I don't know, the atmosphere of it. And it's, if I was by myself, I'd probably do more shows. I wouldn't mind the risk. But I'm living at home with my wife, and my daughter still lives here. And it's just, I feel like there's a chance, and I'm kind of a wuss about it. I kind of believe in what's that crap? Science.
Yeah.
And I kind of think that.
What's that crap? Science?
Yeah, I'm just being a total wuss about it. But I did one show. It was really weird. I know Mark Sweeney was on last week or a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
and he was talking about you get up on stage after not being on stage for like 9 months, and you think you're just going to go up there and tell your jokes and everything's going to be fine, and all of a sudden you're like halfway into a bit and you're like, where the hell does this go? I can't remember. And I wrote this. Yeah.
No, you get totally lost. Or sometimes you mix two together. You ever start one and then go into another? And you're like, wait, I think I morphed 2 jokes together, and then now you're totally lost.
Right, yeah. So I was like, so I'm on the golf course with my wife. Wait a minute, those are 2 completely different jokes. I've never golfed.
No way. She hates golf. She doesn't even know I golf. That'd be ridiculous. Well, the one thing is, like, Mark and I talked about it a little bit, man. Crowds are understanding, dude. So, like, I've only done a few shows, and if I forget a joke, they're like, guys, I'll be honest with you. This is my first show in it's like 4 months, so give me a break.
Right. And they're super understanding. And and that's the thing, Lenny. That's the whole thing about this is people are starved for live entertainment, man. They're just starved for it. I'm starved for it. I want to go see a band. I want to go out, And so when they're there, you're right. They're super appreciative. I went up on stage with a piece of paper, right? And I told the people, I said, hey, folks, I haven't done comedy since March. This is the first time on stage since March. So normally a comic will come up on stage with a piece of paper that has his new material on it. And I said, this is my old material. And went right in.
I'm just trying to figure it out.
They howled, man. They thought it was really funny, but they knew I was being honest, So, yeah.
DeCrosta just did a show. I talked to him last week. He did a show last week.
Yeah.
And he sat down and had to listen. He was listening to his old. I did the same thing. I listened to my old tapes. I tape all my shows. Mm-hmm. So I was listening to shows and right now I'm going, oh shit, I forgot about that. Oh, I forgot. Oh, right. I mean, just trying to remember your act right now at this point.
Right. And I've been writing a ton of new material. I write jokes. I still write jokes. It's just I got no place to do them. I did them that night I was on stage, and they went over super well. And I was like, wow, that's really weird because, I don't know if you know me, but I haven't written a joke since 1989.
I was going to say, you're writing. That's amazing. That's great.
Yeah.
Probably threw away that old Bill Clinton material. Good for you.
Yeah. Hey, how about that OJ?
You think you did it, folks? Who's with me? Oh, Crosby, what that's amazing because I'm having a hard time. I'm having a hard time writing because at least writing jokes because my style was always to write and then do them right away on stage. And if I write something and look at it a week later, I'm like, I don't know if I want to. You know what I mean? I just feel weird.
That's a big thing too, and a lot of people do that. I'm not the most prolific writer. In fact, I probably have that's probably well known in the industry. But I do, it's and I'm the same way. It's like I have to be inspired to do it, and then once you do it, it's like you got to try it out real quick. Right. Well, I just kind of go back and go, well, that had something funny in it, and I keep reworking it without doing it on stage. But by the time it gets on stage, Lord knows when that'll be. Oh,
Right.
these are going to be good.
Yeah, right. Dude, I have no idea when anything's going to open up again. I don't know whether there's going to be any type of show. Are you doing any type of Zoom online shows?
I'm doing. I do a couple of shows with a couple other comedians who have some shtick every once in a while. Nothing really. This to me is like one of the best things out there. In fact, I was saying this before we started. It's like, man, I wish Lenny had asked me to be on his show because it's not only funny, it's informative, and you get kind of a feel for all this. You got some great people on here too, and you've only had like what 463 of these shows. So I'm glad I made it.
Yeah, I'm glad I got you in the
there.
top 470. That was my goal.
Yeah,
was to get you in the top 470.
I feel honored, very honored. But yeah, I haven't been doing much. I've been doing some Zoom stuff. I've been doing a lot of corporate stuff. Nothing funny there, but you got to pay the bills.
Yeah, so, but how's that? You know what? I looked at your reel today. I was looking at. Hang on, I'm gonna go. I got some of it here. Hold on. There was the.
Oh Lord, no! Please don't put anything out there.
I wasn't gonna tell you said that. I can actually play your corporate reel if I wanted to. No, you got to. Will you host some sort of corporate show? Were you the host and were you?
Yeah.
You host the So how I'm babbling now, but you're good. You're good off the cup. How's the corporate stuff going Zoom wise at home? Because I got Colin Moulton. You know him?
I know he is. Yeah.
I had him on the show a couple months ago, and he's revamped himself. He does his whole corporate thing now. It's all green screen studio in his house, whole deal.
Yeah, I got all that stuff too. That's the way you got to do it. I used to be. I used to do a lot of corporate MC work anyway. I'd MC for some big companies that have their national conventions. People like Anheuser-Busch or BMW or Panera and all these things. So whenever they bring all thousands of people into whatever Gaylord hotel it is, I do it, and I do the MC work for them. And now they're all doing it virtually, so it's really weird. So you kind of got to sit here with your Zoom camera and your decent microphone and your green screen, and I even have to wear pants just in case. And
you gotta wear pants? That kind of sucks.
Sweat. But and then you got all these people on the screen, and you got to address them and talk to them, and it's a big giant Zoom call, just better quality. Hang
on, I'm loading your corporate reel right now. I'm looking for it. Hold on.
Oh, I don't know how you got my corporate reel. I don't know what's on it. Oh, I did a fundraiser. Like I did one recently for the St. Louis Zoo, which was totally fun. I was able to go ahead and do jokes, lots of animal puns and stuff like that, and act like a moron. I got to write it and do it. They raised a ton of money. So whatever it takes, ladies and gentlemen, if you need an MC for your corporate gig, call Joe Marlotti, professional comedian. Since Lenny can't love it.
I got all the information. Don't even kid with me. Hold on a second. Let's see what I got here. Okay.
Don't you kid with me. It's my show.
Oops. No, I don't like that. There we go.
This is my favorite part of the show, ladies and gentlemen, watching Lenny. Oh my God, that's when I was like 12. Look at that. The aspect ratio is bad on that. How did you find that?
Shh, wait, hold on. I almost got it.
This was when George Bush was president. Not a joke.
Voted top 10 in the country, ladies and gentlemen. Top 10.
St. Louis.
This is great. St. Louis Children's Hospital voted top 10 in the country, ladies and gentlemen. Top 10.
I don't know what this is, but I found it.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to play it. It's really old. So, that's from one of my old agents right there. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, your old agent's on there. Just give your old agent. Is that old agent still around?
I'm surprised you were able to find my first open mic night. That's how far back you went on that one. That was a power tie back then.
Dude, when I had George Solano on, I played a tape when he was, I think, 22. It was the best. Every once in a while, I don't want to throw guys off like that. You don't want to be that guy where, hey, remember this? And have somebody go, what are you doing? You know what I mean? But usually,
I kind of like that. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, usually comics are pretty cool about it. So I try not to get too annoying with it, man. So are you now? Your wife's working at home, so you guys have been in the house. How old's your daughter?
Well, she's an adult. She's got a better job than I do. She's 22.
My daughter has a better job than I. My daughter's she's crushing it right now.
Yeah. But so is mine. Mine's absolutely crushing it. She works for this gaming company that sells, like, have you ever heard of Dungeons and Dragons, and what's the other one she plays? I can't remember. War something.
Yeah, War of the Worlds.
Magic the Gathering.
Magic. Oh my God, that's old, right? They used to be a card game.
Yeah,
wasn't
she
it?
plays. Yeah, but they're huge. These games are really huge, especially during quarantine. And she works for this company here in town that sells all that stuff.
Dude, that game used to be a big deal. It's like a huge deal. I didn't know it was still around, but if you think about it, quarantine, that's a great idea. I don't know why. Like D&D would be a great game to bring back now. Bring back.
It is. People playing it all the time, and now she's like she's working her butt off for this company that can't get enough people to work for them. Right. So as long as she's out of the house, I'm fine.
So you get the house all to yourself all day. Oh no, because your wife is working there. She's working down the hallway. Damn.
She's right down the hall. One thing she didn't know is that I talk to myself an awful lot, and she's just about had it with that shit.
Well, I think we all kind of pick that up after you travel alone for a while. You start, like, I talk to myself a lot. Right. The girls hear it all the time, and they'll laugh. They'll go, Dad, what are you doing, Dad? I go, nothing. Leave me, nothing.
Who are you talking to? Do they ever worry about you? Like, are you okay?
No, they always, because most of the time it's a joke, because I'll think of a bit, and I'll start to talk.
Right.
I'll do it I'll start to talk. I'll talk it out, and then, well, what about the car? I think the girls, Dad, can you go work on your material somewhere else? I'm like, sorry, I didn't know it was bothering you. Yeah,
it's true. I do a lot of accents in my act too. So there's any given time of the day, I'll be English, or I'll be Indian or something like that, you know, and I'll be making lunch going, oh, this is wonderful. It looks like I'm having some tea and crumpets, honey. Would you like some? She's like, shut up. Sorry.
Your wife is on a Zoom call, and they're like, where are you right now? Like, I'm not in England. I'm not in England.
Yeah, it's bad. And but we haven't, and I have to be honest with you. She is the most lovely woman in the world. She's carrying this family, and she hasn't stabbed me yet. So things are okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good, dude. You're ahead of the curve. You're ahead of the curve. That's good. Oh, that reminds me. I wanted to start a new feature today. Hold on. You're the very first person to do this. Hold on.
Oh, I can't wait.
You might enjoy this. We're going to do this from now on the show. We're going to play the Florida Man Birthday Challenge with my guest every time. Have you ever played the Florida Man Birthday Challenge?
I have not played the Florida Man Birthday Challenge. I'm very excited.
Here's what you do. You take your birthday, which I believe is March 14th. Is that correct?
How the hell do you know this thing,
I have a research staff that I pay for information, and they find out. You go to Google, and you type in a March 14th, a Florida Man, and then you see what comes up. And here's what came up for Joe Marlotti's birthday. On March 14th, a Milton man was arrested Tuesday morning for allegedly hitting his pregnant girlfriend in the face with a bag of tortilla chips after the woman told him that her unborn baby was not his.
Top that, bastards.
Yeah.
Top all that.
That's a pretty good one. Rusty Beatty, 30, was also accused of pushing and punching his girlfriend's daughter, according to his arrest report from the Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office.
Oh, my God. I love Florida Man. What's his name again? The name was classic.
The name, he's a Milton man. Oh, Rusty Beatty. Rusty Beatty.
Rusty Beatty.
Dude, I would be, you know what? Hang on. I'm gonna put this one in. I'd be stupid to not put this guy in right now. Hold on a second.
You have to see him, yeah.
You gotta see his picture is classic. I'm telling you right now. His picture is epic. Here we go. Here we go. There's Rusty Beatty right there. That's Rusty Beatty. Hold on, I lost Joe. I forgot. Hold on, Joe. Hold on, Joe. I cut your sound. Okay, I can hear you.
All right, are we back?
Yeah. I was gonna do that.
Okay, cool. Rusty Beatty. Oh yeah, that guy. Oh well, what are you gonna do? He looks like your typical Florida man. What can you know? My favorite Florida man joke of all time. I was working with Rob Schneider. You know Rob, right?
Yeah.
We're doing comedy with him, and he was telling a story. And I don't know if you remember the story. It was a pretty horrible story about this homeless guy who got his face eaten off by another homeless guy.
Oh, I remember. That was back during the bath salts thing. Yeah.
Horrible story. This guy, right. and it's like this one homeless guy just jumped the other guy and just ate his face off. And Rob Schneider's joke was, he goes, he goes, I felt so sorry for that guy because, he didn't see that coming. just howled. I thought that was the best joke he did the whole show.
Dude, that's
I
the
howled.
best. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So,
All right, man.
Florida man. Good say. I'm so happy to be the first person to do this.
I'm glad, man.
Let's see what happens. Let's see if March 15th can be any better than that, or whoever you got next.
I don't know who's. I can't remember who's here next week. I don't know. I got. I got DeCrosta coming back, and I got some other people.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah. I know you had Sweeney on a couple weeks ago. Was that like your whole St. Louis comic thing? You're like, oh, there's my.
That I'm telling you, I get into when I book the show. I think of a name, and then I connect names to. Oh shit, I gotta call. Oh shit, I gotta call. Oh shit, I gotta call. You know what I mean? And that's what happened. So that's how you and him became the same, almost in the same week. You know, it was like, oh shit, I gotta call. If I'm gonna call Sweeney, I have to call Marlotti.
No, it's funny how many St. Louis comics worked on the cruise ships. There was me, there was Mark Sweeney, there was Dan Chopin, Percy Cruz, Roman Murray, Arvin Mitchell, Azim, all those guys. They were all from St. Louis. And remember, there was a guy by the name of Fryman. Did you ever work with Fryman?
Oh, I did work with Fryman. Yeah.
Yeah, he was another guy.
He was a great guy. He was crazy. Yeah. He was a great guy. He was insane.
Yeah.
What was the joke? He had half a hand or no thumb, or what was the joke he did?
Yeah, he lost a finger somehow, and he had 4 fingers. Yeah, so he'd do it like a high 4 and all that kind of stuff.
He did. That was the thing. Was the high 4. I don't know.
He did a high 4 for everybody. Yeah, and he lost it. I'm sure there were police involved, but
I can imagine. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I bet he was in Florida when he lost it.
That's very possible. Very possible.
It could be.
Yeah.
Well, you guys Chopin. I just wrote down Chopin. I haven't had him on the show yet. I gotta have Dan Chopin. I worked with Dan years ago before ships, and then I worked with him on his first ship.
Yeah. Danny's a good guy. He was one of the guys. He's one of my better friends here in St. Louis as far as comedy goes. Man, we still keep in touch and everything. He's living the retired life.
Yeah, that's what I heard. He's gonna Are you gonna go back? Yeah. Are you gonna go back to ships if they sail? Or are you gonna? Have you thought about it?
That's a good question that I don't want to answer on your show in case somebody from the ships is listening.
Fair enough. Good call. I like it. No, I like it. A lot of people have the same.
Actually, we've all thought about that. We've all thought about what the I mean, if there's a vaccine and everybody takes the vaccine and all of a sudden the numbers go down, yeah, definitely think about it. But right. I don't know if I do it like if they said, "Hey, we're going next week, you up?" I'd be like, "Hey."
Dude, next week I won't even go to get on a plane now. You know what I mean? There's no way I'm getting. Yeah. I don't know if I go to a cruise ship now.
Well, I get on a plane. I mean, I had to come back from Washington. They put me on the no-fly list for a little while, but
did you?
But I got home.
Oh, good for you.
Sure.
Were you on that crazy rowdy flight where they yelled at the stewardesses and threw shit at them? Was that you guys?
I'm kidding about all that. I would not. Yeah, but I heard about that.
Let me ask you: Have you burned all your camouflage, or did you just store it somewhere for like a later date? I don't know what you're talking about, officer. I don't even have camouflage in this house.
Oh, I was here. Yeah. My favorite scene of that whole weekend, though, was Lindsey Graham getting heckled by those people. Like, I'm like, dude, you reap what you sow. Isn't that the weirdest thing in the world? All of a sudden, he's a traitor. Yeah. Crazy, weird world we live in. Yeah.
Well, I like to see everybody bailing on Trump now with 8 days left. That's when everybody's like, okay, I think we've had enough. And you're like, really?
Yeah.
Fucking 3? Almost all the way. You waited till 2 weeks left, and now you're like, okay, I think this president's gone too far.
We've got to take a stand at some point.
We've got to think about the country and the party at this point. What?
For the next 48 hours. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to talk politics. I've lost gigs because of politics, and you can't. It's crazy. I want to. Like the other day when they were storming the Capitol building, all I wanted to do more than anything was go on Facebook and type, "Hey, I think I can hear the mic drop at the Kremlin."
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, would have been totally true.
Yeah, and I would have lost the corporate gig I was doing that day. But, I didn't, so that's how it is.
There you go. You wait till the corporate gig's over, then you make that statement.
And then I come on your show where everything goes, we're good.
Yeah, plus nobody watches, so you're safe. You're totally safe. There's only like 18 people that watch this show. 13 today. I'd
like to say hi to all 18 of you, personally.
Here we go. All right, I got to say hello to some people that are on the board right now. Tammy just said I have a lot of regular viewers. I always say I don't have a ton of viewers, but I have loyal ones that are here all the time. And Tammy Mulligan is here, and Tammy said she's not afraid to fly. She's flying on Monday. I'm not so much afraid as flying. And here's what creeps me out about the doing shows thing is that you're on a stage in front of a bunch of people who are laughing out loud and they're breathing towards you. I'm starting to think that's weird.
I don't have that problem typically because people don't.
The laughing?
Yeah.
I see. There you go.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
So you're totally fine. You should be booking like crazy right now. Steve Reisman says 30 days after I get the vaccine, I'm on a ship. If I had the vaccine, I'd get on the ship. I would do that. I would do that for sure. Steve's a regular as well. I met him on Norwegian Cruise Lines.
Yeah.
Well, who else is there? There's some high school football talk. What? Oh, Easy on Florida. I forgot I have some Florida viewers here. Well, hey, I'm doing that.
Way to go.
I'm doing the Florida man thing all the time now, Keith. That'd be good. Keith Runyon is the Runyons both. The Runyons both are Florida people. But yeah, Are you going to get the vaccine? You're going to get the vaccine, aren't you?
Yeah, I think I'm on. We're here in Missouri. They've already got the list of who gets it, and I think I'm tier 43, pretty much like I was on the ships. So
oh, that's good. All you got to do is hope for a couple people to knock off. You get moved up a notch. That's how I used to think with the comics.
Yeah, that's what we're all hoping for. Yeah, sure. That's what we're all hoping for. Yeah, I just one of my kids was actually in the trial. My oldest child was in the Pfizer trial. And I was like, oh, my God, so you're vaccinated. And they were like, no, they haven't told us yet if we're vaccinated or if we got the placebo. And I'm like,
right, yeah.
They should probably tell you that soon, maybe by law. And it's like, there's no law on that. They don't, So we'll see. So I still stay away from them.
Well, yeah. I would stay away from it, too. Well, you got to tell them, right?
The hell away from our house. You can stay away from our family.
Well, they got to tell him because he can't get it twice, right? That would be bad, wouldn't it?
Right.
Is it?
Right. Well, they'd be way down the line, they're in their 20s, so it's like they don't even matter. They probably had it 3 or 4 times and nobody even knows.
Yeah, the younger guys are fine.
Yeah. So I've known so many people who got it, many. I've known a lot of people who passed away. I've known a lot of people who've gotten super duper sick over it. And it's just like, I don't even want to mess with that. Everybody I know that's had it that has gotten sick is like, you do not want this,
Yeah.
So
I know 2 or 3 people who had it. It came and went real quick and it was no big deal. But I know some people who had it who still are messed up. You know what I mean? One guy I just talked to, a guy in Vegas who's doing some of my merch stuff. He sent me an email. I sent him an email 2 months ago. I hadn't heard from him.
Yeah.
And he sent me an email. He goes, dude, sorry, I've been laid up with COVID for 2 months. I'm just checking my messages now. I'm like, holy shit, really? He's like, yeah, dude, I was out of it. I mean, I was, I couldn't walk. I couldn't do this. I couldn't,
Oh, man. And at that point, did you say, well, I'm going to have to get a new merch guy?
I dropped my phone and ran out of the room. I was yelling from the other room, and I'm going, hang up now! Hang up! Lori was vaccinated. Lori was vaccinated. Someone on my board, Lori Salanka. I went to high school with Lori Salanka. Lori, you got good for you. Oh, yeah, because she's a front line. She's a nurse.
I hope she's vaccinated.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so she's good for you. I guess you're, huh?
Is she up in Chicago?
Yeah, she's in the Chicago area. Yeah. I just got a text from my daughter who asked me to stop yelling. Yeah.
This is big time entertainment, ladies and gentlemen.
She's 2 rooms away from me. Right? Can you stop yelling, please? I'm serious. This is my 19-year-old daughter. Hey, can you shut up, please? Okay, that's.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's just beautiful.
That's great. That's how important I am in this house, Joe. That's where I rate.
You're probably going to get another text. Hey, Dad, can you get me a juice box?
Yeah. Can you, Dad, stop? Yeah. Right before the show started, she wanted me to go in there and set up her backdrop. She has acting class at 7. So can you set the backdrop? Yeah, I'll set it up.
Oh, well, that's what's happening, Lenny, is she can't act with you yelling.
Yeah, but she's got 15 minutes. She's not in acting class right now. That's what you know what I mean? You give me a little leeway for my yelling. Did you notice I'm keeping it quiet now? Look at you. See, I'm quieter now.
Yeah, I noticed.
I'm scared of her. I'm afraid of her.
Microphone. Yeah, that's good.
I am fucking afraid of this kid. I'm telling you. She gets in a mood. I don't want to go near her. Here's the best part. I spent all day cooking. I made soup, chicken, all kinds of stuff for the kids. Here you go. Love you. Thanks. Go to your room and shut up. Okay. All right. That's where I'm gonna be.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's how it is. I live with 2 women too. So, and I'm unemployed. So, I do whatever I can.
How long did it take for you to get knocked down a few pegs? You know what I mean? Like early on, early on, you're like, you're not working, but you normally work and everything's fine. After about 6 months, you're still around. They got to be going, hey.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you still here?
Yeah, you're not important anymore. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. My wife is just like, boy, I remember when you used to travel. That was great.
That's the same thing with the old people. When baseball players were retired, they always talk about. I knew a bunch of them that they get divorced a lot because they travel. Because baseball players retire way younger than comics do. You know what I mean? Because we're comics.
Yeah, they do.
We work till we're dead, pretty much. You know what I mean? You work till you're 70 or whatever. But baseball players are done by 40 easily. So, and then they're home all the time. And the wives are like, shouldn't you be golfing or anything right now?
Yeah.
They're just sick of having you around.
Who was it? I can't remember when somebody's doing this. Some comedian was talking about being married. I think it might have been Jon Stewart when he first got married years ago. And Letterman was talking to him and he goes, "What's it like being married?" And he goes, "She's always there." Like, yeah, that's kind of how it is. That's marriage. Yeah. And now it's like this. It's just we're home. Honest to God, I just don't know what this winter has really just started to kick in. It's just starting to get cold, and we're to the point now where it's like I don't want to go outside, but we're also to the point where it's like I don't want to see you anymore. So we'll see where that takes us from here. So
yeah, I wonder how.
Be a long
you guys in the Midwest, I wonder how you guys are going to maneuver through these next few months. You know what I mean? January and February into March are the toughest parts of winter, I think. You know, December's Christmas, so you're still kind of like, yay, whatever. But it gets really cold in January. And
January, February's the worst here in St. Louis. It's terrible. Yeah. So, and we, and the thing is, we don't have any sports. Well, I shouldn't say that. The Blues are playing. That's right. The Blues are playing. They just they're going to start next week. Okay, cool, great. Okay, good. I got something to look forward to.
You got some hockey. Oh yeah, because you don't have football anymore. They're the Rams. In fact, I was with you.
Want to go there?
I'm sorry. I don't know. I was with. We had a conversation about this when the Rams left. I think we talked about this. And,
yeah.
I'm not. Yeah. Well, someone just asked me. Hang on. Ben Magley is a Packers fan, and he asked me if I'm a secondary Ram. He's a Packer fan, and the Rams play the Packers this week. And he asked me if I'm a secondary Rams fan, and I'm not. I'm not a secondary Rams fan. So
I hope the Rams lose and they all get hurt. That's how much I hate the Rams. Okay, it's terrible to feel that way, but I hope so. I hope, you know what? I hope they hit. I hope they hit Jared Goff so hard that Stan Kroenke feels it. That's how much I hate the Rams. I hate them with every fiber of my being. There's 2 things I root for. There are 3 things. I root for the Cardinals, the Blues, and for the Rams to lose. That's it.
Oh, it's a rhyme too. That's cute.
Yeah, I didn't plan that, but hey,
you should copyright that right now. Make like a sign or a billboard or something.
You're probably right. If I can monetize that, let me get a pen.
Everybody needs a buck, Joe. Everybody needs a buck these days.
Everybody needs a buck. Yep. Yep. So, how about your Bears?
Yeah, let's speak about. You want to bring up sore subjects? That's what someone someone mentioned on here. They go, I guess the Bears they're supposed to make decisions this week. It's decision week for the Bears.
Oh, Pagano's gone.
Oh, is he?
Yep, just read that before I got on the air. Sorry to break that to you.
No, I'm glad he's gone. I was so pissed at him all through his. I mean, I know the defense kept him in games, but they were predictable and they didn't put enough pressure on the quarterback. And there's a lot of stuff they did that I wasn't happy with. So, whatever. That was the least of their problems, though. You know,
that's what I was about to say. I was going to say the same thing. Really, of all the things that had to leave, I think he would have been the best one to stay.
I mean, they kept him in the Saints game this weekend all the way to the fourth quarter until the defense got tired. You know what I mean? The defense, you can only do so many 3 and outs before the defense is just like, oh, we can't do this.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point. They were excruciating to watch, Lenny. I tell you what, I watch. We get him here in St. Louis a lot, and my brother, my niece's husband is good friend of mine. We play in a band together and everything. He's a huge Bears fan. And I would just every week I'd be like, what the hell was that? Or how the hell did you pull that out of your ass?
Yeah.
You know, and it was hard to watch. The fact they made the playoffs was, I think personally, if they would have drawn the Redskins, they probably would have lost that game.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably would have. I think the Redskins would have beat them. I really do, because that was the Redskins looked like. Yeah. So, but that's
look
just
at the
me.
Bear offense was typical. You know, their offense is extremely predictable. They run on first down, and they're just whatever. Well, there was a span this year in the middle where they were played so bad. I think they went 6 quarters without a first down or something like that. I mean,
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's some really bad offensive numbers where you're like, that's why Pagano getting fired. I'm like, okay, I guess, but it seems like there's other things. That's typical Bears. You know what I mean? Things are going. The Bears could have like 25 sacks and they would fire they'd cut the defensive end. Well, we need to get another defensive end. Wait, what?
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. So, well, you can always look for a new quarterback if that's the problem.
We got to look for a quarterback now. We don't have. It's either we sign Mitch or we need a new quarterback. We have no quarterback under contract. Well, no, we have Foles for 2 more years. Nick Foles for 2 more years.
Almost makes me glad I don't have a football team to.
Yeah, see, you're better without a football team. Trust me.
Yeah, I'm better without a football team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh well,
whatever.
Yeah. So what else have you been doing, Lenny? I mean, I see you on here all the time. I mean, what else? What other things you got going on?
I got this. I got the sketch show, the Reconnecting Comedy, which I do every 2 months. That'll be back on February 27th. In fact, we just started writing that the other day.
Super funny.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And besides that, I was supposed to be in Colorado Springs this weekend, but I canceled it. I didn't. I just backed out of it. I was like, nah. No.
Yeah, everybody's doing that. I got. I told here at the Funny Bone they're open and they're doing shows, and I'm just like, I'm gonna have to do it at some point, but I may just do it with a mask on the whole time. So I don't know. By mask, I mean like a diver's helmet. Now that's comedy.
Like a whole thing, like a pig helmet. It'd be great if they couldn't hear you at all. You usually had the helmet, and it was just like, yeah. I like it. It's perfect.
That's it. We got to do something. Make it work. Anyway.
Yeah, but we leave. The only reason I didn't go, honestly, because I wasn't that afraid of flying. I flew in October, and I didn't care. It was cool. Right. But our situation in California is not good right now. Our numbers are fucking horrid, and
you guys are the lead story on the news every night.
Yeah,
and it's not pretty. And I think everybody should at least try and do their part, because, boy, your healthcare workers. Oh my goodness, I've never felt so sorry for human beings.
They're asking them now to wear masks at home. They're telling when the healthcare workers go home, they go, "You guys should probably wear your mask at home just to be safe."
Probably should.
Cut back on the spread.
It's pretty much everywhere. Yeah.
Well, I got to be honest. I always mention this. I do Uber Eats at night. When this show's over, I jump out and I do maybe till about 2 or 3 in the morning, depending on how busy it is. I deliver a lot of food to people that don't wear masks and just don't care. I mean, there's a lot of people out there, and I'm like, every day the news is like it's getting worse, and I see people. I'm like, man, can't you just wear the mask for a while?
Oh, it just would help so much. It really would. It helped once, and then all of a sudden people are like, oh, okay, we're getting better. And no, we're not really, unless you keep doing it. So I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm a stand-up comedian.
But you speak logic, Joe Marlotti. That's all I know.
Who's gonna listen to a logical comedian? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Yeah, I'd just rather be safe than sorry on this one. And sorry can be pretty bad. You know what I mean? So anyway.
I do think the same thing too, because my daughters live with me, even though they're younger than me. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So, but it's weird out
here. Do you make them wear masks?
When we go out, we do. Yeah, we wear them all the time. Not in the house.
Yeah, they should wear one at home. You should tell them that. Say, look, if I got to be quiet while I'm doing my show,
she just told me to shut up. She just told me to shut up.
Again, she told you to shut up. Oh, this is going to get bad. I would love to. I think there should be a segment in the show where we get parenting tips from Lenny and his daughter. That would be fantastic.
You know what I need is a caption. I need a little buzzer called the Anna alarm. So when I need to shut up, I need to put it up so everybody's quiet. Anna said shut up. Anna said shut up. Anna said, just to have that flash. Anna said shut up.
Perfect. Do you ever take questions from the audience? You probably should take some questions.
Yeah, I'm taking questions every once in a while. I don't have a lot of questions. Somebody asked, one question was, did we co-headline when we worked together? But we've only worked on a ship together. So I guess that's a yes. Yeah, when you work on a ship, it's a co-headline. Saying okay. Oh, now they're on football. See, we got them going on. I got them going on football. Is what happened.
Oh yeah, I know. I remember working with you on that ship though, and I'll never forget that because there was a bunch of guys that showed up with the Lenny Schmidt fan club, and they all had T-shirts with
They're
your
on here.
pictures
Oh, you
on.
were here for that. They're on here. That's Vince.
Yeah,
That's Vince. That's some Mulligans.
yeah.
That's Vincent Mulligan. He's right here. He's
Yeah,
on the show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
of
there
course
for
he
that.
watches. I told
Great
that.
dudes, man.
Yeah, they were
That was
great.
classic. Yeah,
You
was
were
fun.
on that cruise. There we go, Vince. Joe was on the cruise where you guys showed up with the T-shirts.
So
That's the best.
where they were the guys probably asking that question. So yeah, so they have seen.
They have seen you. They know exactly who you are.
Yeah,
I don't see any.
That was fun. That was a good cruise.
Yeah, they were a good time. That was a really good time. Blue Cheers Cup. Yeah, there's any other questions for Joe Marlotti? Oh, here we go. Any more interesting cruise stories? That's the question. The problem with that question is it's got to be a question we can answer. Like I don't know about an interesting.
Without any repercussions.
Like I'm rifling through cruise stories in my head, going, nope, no, that one, that'll for sure. No, I'll get fired for that one. They won't. I'll tell you what. If I get 6 more months of cruises being shut down, then I'll tell any cruise story. Then I'll be like, you know what? I don't care now. You know what I mean? I don't think they're coming back.
Never going back.
They're talking about writing the whole year off. I'm like, all right, well, let's write the year off. Let's just do that. We're gone.
Oh God, the cruise stories are classic, man. We used to have all these every port for all the people who don't know about the cruise ships, man. Every time we'd go to a port, every comedian had a place they'd go. You get off the ship and you'd go there. You go there for beers, you go there for coffee or whatever it might be, and you knew all the little places, and there were friends, and it was great. I missed that, man. I didn't know how much I missed that until 6 months in, and I'm like, man. I miss just getting off a ship in Cozumel and heading on down to over to the Three Amigos or getting off at getting off at
or La Chosa or getting dinner or any million or Chalo's old places, dude.
All those.
They were the best because every time you went into them, there was always a bunch of comics there. So you saw comics on the ships hanging out. Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
I always say at the beginning it was cool because I'm like, all right, we'll take some time off. That won't be so bad. You know what I mean? It'll be rough, but we'll be okay. We'll pick back up. Yeah. You know, but then after about 6 to 8 months, it's like, oh man, I really miss all that crap.
There was a lot more camaraderie than you thought, right? I mean, it's like it's funny because it's like I work with all these guys and we're not really like the best of friends, but we always loved to see each other whenever we walked on the ship. And now I miss everybody. You know, if I saw any of those guys again in an airport or something like that, and I wasn't, where it wasn't, there was vaccines and everything, I'd give everybody a hug, man, easy peasy. So, except the ones that owed me money, but that's a different story.
No, you can hug them. You can hug them too. Then maybe you'll get your money.
I'll pick their pocket if I hug them. So
hey, it's good to see you. It's good to. Hey, I miss you.
Hey, no, get a little closer here. Yeah.
So, okay. Now, Keith is asking if there's any crew bar stories. I definitely can't tell those. I can't tell any crew bar stories. Those are the worst stories to tell.
You can't tell crew bar stories. Hey, what happens in the crew bar stays in the crew bar.
It just stays in the crew bar. My favorite part is when you're on a ship, somebody would always be like, can you sneak me into the crew bar? And I would go, no, it's absolutely impossible to sneak you into a crew bar. And they go, no, you can probably do it. They go, no, actually, it's 100% guarantee you there's no way. And if you ever been in a crew bar when a guest walks in and they try to blend in, it's like this scene from Blues Brothers when somebody walks in and everybody looks up. Can we help you? And it's like party music stops and everyone's like, I'm sorry, can we help you? Oh no, I'm good. What's up? How are we doing? I'm just hanging. No, I don't think you're hanging, sir.
No, you're not hanging.
Everything shuts off.
We're gonna have to ask you to leave. And you didn't see anything. You didn't see anything.
Nothing happened. I don't know what you're talking. People hiding beers and stuff. You know what I mean? Everything's fine.
Right.
Pulling it together.
I remember one crew bar story, and it was with a guy by the name of Jimmy Carroll. Do you remember Jimmy Carroll?
I do remember Jimmy Carroll. Yes.
Jimmy Carroll was an old school Philadelphia stand-up comic who he could drink. And I remember once getting on it in my early days, we decided, well, let's go to the crew bar. And I didn't know, the crew bar, what a fascinating concept just for the crew and blah, 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 and all that stuff. 2:00 in the morning, all of a sudden I was just like, my tongue won't work. I'm done. And I had to go back and I was like, wow, that was a really bad way to get indoctrinated into the crew bar thing. But I'm glad I did it because, fortunately, I don't think anybody can drink like Jimmy. He's one of the all timers.
Yeah, he's still around somewhere, but he's not in Carnival.
No,
you guys are all asking me questions I can't answer. Tammy Mulligan says, "Have I ever hooked up
come
on
on,
a Have I ever hooked up on a ship?" Yeah, that's a question I can discuss right now.
No, the answer is no.
Yeah, the answer is no. I've never hooked up with any guests. Absolutely, that's wrong. Crew. That's who you I hook up with. Crew is.
I've hooked up with Lenny before.
Yeah,
So,
that's how I met Joe. We go back. We hooked up.
Right.
We spent one night with Joe. No, my tongue was like this.
Gosh, I can't believe these people want to know all these things about the cruise ships. That's
They're
the weirdest
asking the
thing in
wrong
world.
questions.
Yeah,
you guys are great. Alex is on here. My buddy Alex is on here, and here we go. Oh, here's a good question from the Green Bay guy, from Ben Magley. Joe, what are your top 3 ports, Joe?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a super good question.
Yeah.
I have to say Cozumel because that's such a big place, and you can walk downtown. There's a downtown area, and there's all sorts of. Cozumel's a big one. I always loved, and this is going to sound really stupid because you can go there anytime you want, but I love Key West, man. I always thought Key West is like the coolest place. I don't know why, but I did.
I didn't like it for a while, but then it grew on me. And there's some great places to go eat there in Key West. I like it. It's very laid back and
yeah, it really is. Yeah, it's a great place. And then I don't know, man. Geez, that's a tough one. It's been so long. I'd have to go through my notes. Bermuda's awfully nice.
Bermuda's nice.
Bermuda,
it's a little overpriced. A little crazy.
Yeah, if you save up for a couple of years, Bermuda's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I've been to Jamaica a lot. Don't remember much about it.
I like
I'm kidding.
I like Grand Turk is my favorite. Grand Turk is my favorite place.
Grand Turk. That's
Grand Cayman. Grand Turk.
Grand Cayman.
There was one of them was the smallest one.
Grand Turk. That's Grand Turk. That's just the one that's the Long Beach, and then you got Jack Shack.
Jack Shack. That's where I go to Jack Shack all the time. You ever get that jerk chicken? Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Grand Turk. That is the most laid back. I like laid back and food. So Cozumel's great because you can either have a nice dinner in Cozumel, you can go somewhere and get shit face. You can do all of that. You can do all kinds of stuff in Cozumel, and then Grand Turk is just a laid back, chill place to go.
Total chill.
Yeah, so that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah. They used to put us on. They used to put us on overnights. Every once in a while, we'd have to catch a flight or catch a ship in a port, right? So we couldn't like get in the home port in Miami or wherever it might be. So we'd fly into, and the best place was Grand Turk because they'd fly into a place called the Osprey Beach Hotel. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I stayed there. I love that hotel.
Right, and they have like a tiki bar outside.
Yeah,
where you kind of look over the ocean and everybody.
You could have dinner poolside. You could have dinner poolside. Yeah. And your room, if you went out the back door, your room had a little walkway to the beach, so you could walk right down and just jump in the water. I love that place.
Beach. Gorgeous, yeah. That was great.
All right, Steve Reisman. Oh yeah, Steve just said 2 things. One is he was on a ship. He was on a ship when a piano player got kicked off the first port for hooking up with a passenger. That is correct. That happens all the time. Actually, people get kicked off.
Yeah, especially piano players. No.
The whole reason I got a break on Carnival, I could tell this story because this is not me. The whole reason I'm not going to say who it is though, but I'm going to tell the story. Okay. This is how I got hired on Carnivals. It's not how I got hired, but my first Carnival gig came because of this mistake. There was a comic who was at a show, and he met a girl, and afterwards they're hanging out. And this is how guys always get arrested and busted and caught in this scenario. She's with her family. Okay, she's traveling with her family. So one thing leads to another. They're having some drinks, and then she's out. And then at 3 a.m. or 2 a.m, the parents are like, "Where is Bridget?" or whatever, and they can't find him. And they call the front desk, call security. The last time we saw her, she was with the comedian. So now they hear about this, and so they're telling security about it in the front desk. So the front desk calls the room. They're trying to call the room to catch the comedian. Well, the comedian is in there with the girl, but doesn't answer the phone. He doesn't answer the phone because he's busy, so he doesn't answer the phone. But they're trying to get him to answer the phone before security gets up there. They're like, hello. You're trying to call him overnight because I've heard several different versions of the story. A couple of people trying to call just to get hey, you should probably, they're looking for this girl. Have you seen her? Well, no. And then you just send her on her way or whatever. That might have happened. But he never answered the phone. So the next thing is the security knocking at the door. They answer the door, and the comedian's standing right there. And they go, hey, is there a girl in here? He goes, no, absolutely not. There's no girl in here whatsoever. So they come into the room, and they see girls' shoes on the floor, and they open up the armoire, and there's a girl hiding behind a dress, standing there. And he goes, and so apparently the way it worked out is she leaves, and they finish the run, and he goes, it's a back to front. So he's doing back to fronts are when you do the back of the but when you do the last 3 days of a cruise and the first 3 of the next. So he flew in, did the show, met this girl, hooked up, and he's heading back to Miami. He goes, I think I'm good. I think I'm all right. Nothing happened, and they got to Miami, and first thing, the 6 a.m. knock, and he got kicked off and fired the very next day. So that's what happened. That's how. And then I got the call. They go, hey, can you go? I had already got the call before he got fired. They go, can you go cover this gig? I go, sure. It was my first gig. Yeah. And I showed up. I go, hey, and they're like, here's what happened last week. So that's when I started hearing the stories. And I'm like, oh, and then I heard all the versions, security's version,
right.
And you're like, oh, wow, that's interesting. Yeah. And then eventually I heard the comics version. And I'm like, oh, wow, okay, that's weird. So anyway, he got fired.
Those things happen.
Guys get fired all the time for hooking up. That happens a lot.
Yeah. There's all sorts of weird things that happen on the ships like that, though, too. So, it's I've seen people unceremoniously get fired for testing positive for weed,
Yeah.
I've seen people like the next day, you got to go. It's like, what? So there's all that happens. They have very strict rules,
I was on a ship. I was on a ship once where I can't remember the cruise director's name. I can't remember her name. Damn it. She was great. She was blonde, and she used to be John Gield's assistant. Then she became a cruise director. Anyway, one night I knew that I was in the crew bar the night before we got back to L.A., and I heard that they hired somebody they fired a guy from the fun ship for drugs. And I go, oh, that sucks. That's it. So now I know about this. So the next morning I'm leaving, and I see the cruise director, and I go, hey, I heard about so-and-so. And she goes, yeah. She goes, who told you? I go, well, this guy told me. She goes, oh, he got fired too. I go, wait, what? She goes, yeah. I go, well, he didn't tell me that last night. He goes, well, he didn't know. He goes, we fired 3 people from the fun squad just about an hour ago. And I'm like, oh, my God. I go, that's half your fun. She goes, yeah, I know. That's half my fun squad. So they literally, man, suddenly they did the next cruise, short people, and they brought somebody in from the other ship. I mean, it was crazy how they covered it within a week or two. But, they fired 3 people in the fun squad in one night.
Yeah, that happened once when I was on a ship where they fired 2 people in the band. And they were the two. Let's see. One of the singers had to go home and he was sick, and then they fired 2 more people in the band. So they went from being like a 5-piece band to being a 2-piece band, or no, like a 6-piece to a 3-piece. And I remember because the musical director was the drummer, so he was the musical director, the drummer, and the singer the whole time for the rest of the cruise. And I was just like, dude, wow. I hope you get paid for that.
That's a heavy load, man. You know what I mean? That's a lot of work on the vocal cords. I tell you right now, that's the worst.
Yeah. Right?
Well, I worked with a lot of guys, and again, I'm not going to mention names of any of these guys, but I've worked with a lot of guys that have broken every freaking rule you could possibly think about. Like, drugs is a really good example. Like, I used to smoke a lot of pot years ago, and then when I started doing the ships, I found out that you got drug tested, and I just go, I just won't smoke pot. And I have friends who are like, well, there's ways around that. I go, I don't want to do that. Why would I risk it? That just seems stupid to me. You know what? I have kids and braces in college to pay for. I'm not going to be, why sneaking urine on a ship so I can get high? It seems so stupid to me. But I know guys that do it and guys that break a lot of rules. And I'm like, okay, whatever, man. That's fine. And they always eventually get caught, man. They always, you know what I mean? You always get caught. You just don't get away with it.
I'm always amazed by what some guys get by with. I don't have balls big enough to try any of that stuff because, like you said, it's like this is money. This is my job. I don't want to jeopardize it trying to do something stupid. But man, some of these guys they get by with anything.
Yeah, I
was like, gosh, how do you do it? Yeah.
There's a few guys that got fired, and I was like, fine, really? It took this long for him to get. It's been 3 years.
Yeah, there was those guys too. A bunch of those guys. You're like, wow.
And
not surprised.
Yeah, right. Vince just said, the guy, the T-shirt guy, he said, the moral of the story is to hook up with a girl that has no family. That's where Vince's head is at right now.
There we go. Vince cuts right to the chase. I love that guy.
He's a very smart guy. He's very clever.
He sees the answer. Yeah, that's true.
He doesn't mess around. He doesn't go. Oh, man, it's 7-Eleven. All right, we got to go. We got to wrap this up. This is over an hour.
Okay.
Dude, this is great.
Thanks, Lenny.
Yeah. Can you come back? Can I have you back? Can I have you back on the show? I'll book you back on the show.
Let me check my schedule.
I got to stop. You should check your schedule. I'm sorry, I'm too loud. I'm being loud. She's in class now.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll check my. I'll get right on my my calendar.
Check here. Send me your avails. I'll see what I can do about getting you in. Maybe I'll have Sweeney come over to your house because your internet connection is way better than his.
Yeah, well,
I feel bad for him.
Mark, he's probably. I think he's going through AOL.
Yeah, there was a MySpace thing I think going on. I think there's a MySpace connection. That explains a lot. Okay.
Did it
go? Oh, hey, do you have anything you want to plug? You got an album or something or CD or Funny or Die or?
I got nothing, but I will have my website up within the next week, and there'll be all sorts of fun stuff on that because the one I have now is literally from 1989. And
I noticed that, dude. So. You're on there. I saw that. Okay, so JoeMarlotti.com.
If any of your listeners know how to do web design, please give me a call. Joe Marlotti, professional community.
I have some people that have helped me through all of this stuff. I got news for you. So if it wasn't for them, this show would be shit. I got news for you. There are a lot of people who help me. You need this software. Okay. I've had people actually just use this. I'm tired of watching your shitty feed. All right, good call. Thank you. Thank you for saving my ass. Larry Warden was a big guy with that. And Alex early on. Alex had a great.
Huh? Oh, good. I loved him. And maybe they can give you some sort of audio filter so your daughter will leave you alone.
I don't know, man. Maybe I need to insulate my room. How fucked up is that? I got to insulate my room because I'm pissing off my daughter. You know what I mean? That doesn't seem right. Jesus. I feel like an asshole now. All right, we got to go. All right, Joe, you were great. Joe, everyone give Joe Marlotti a nice big round of applause. Say goodbye to him. There we go.
Thanks, man.
All right, man. Thank you very much. Guys, thank you for being. Oh, I screwed that up again. Hold on. Wait, there we go. That's me. All right, that was not me. That's me. All right, I'm back. Hi, guys. I'm trying to keep it down because Anna's in acting class right now, and she's already texted me once, told me to shut up. So I don't want to piss her off. But I am going to go in there and make some soup and then go to work, deliver some food. You guys have been great. Thanks for being here. If you enjoyed the show, do me a favor. You can, if you want, you can support the show. I have no sponsors. If you want to sponsor the show in any way, shape, or form, bam, look, there's a bunch of options right above my head right there. If you go to lennyschmidt.com/ifyoucan, all my money options are on there. You can feel free to go on there and support the show in any way, shape, or form. I would appreciate it as well. I'm going to take a look and see who's here next week so you guys know. You guys were awesome. Only one show this week. I apologize. But next week, we are back full steam, brother. We're back with 2 strong shows. We start with, oh, my goodness. Tim Walco is here on Monday, my good friend Tim Walco, who I haven't had on the show yet. And 2 days later, Wednesday, Chip Chinnery, who's a stand-up comic out of Cincinnati, but also an actor that you probably recognize from a million things, who's been in a ton of stuff. He's a very good friend of mine, and he will be here then. You guys are great so much. Thank you for being here. Guys, thanks so much. Everybody like the video. Please like it, subscribe, share it, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys next week on Monday. Take care of yourselves. Do me a favor, as always. Dream of Pinky.
We live stream on YouTube at 6 p.m. Pacific every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Special episodes occasionally stream or are uploaded on Tuesday and Thursday. Every episode is also launched as a podcast and can be heard on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. If you enjoyed the show, please like the video. If you really like it, share the video. If you really, really like it, please subscribe to the Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. You'll get updates on this and numerous other online comedy content that my dad produces. Check the info section below for detailed information on all of our guests. If you are a fan, you can follow and support them as well. Go to their page, like their content, buy their albums, purchase a shirt, any merch they may be selling. Anything you do will support performers will literally help save the arts. In fact, if you want to support this show financially, just go to lennyschmidt.com/ifyoucan or Venmo at Lenny Schmidt Comedy. If you donate as little as $1 or as much as $10,000, it will help pay for the stuff my dad keeps breaking. If you can't pay for the comedy content, that's okay. COVID sucks for all of us. Enjoy the free show. If you want to find a way to support what we do, just subscribe to Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. That really helps a lot. Thank you for listening to my dad's show, and as always, dream of Pinky.